This world feels like a very angry place. I mean, you cut off someone in traffic and they immediately turn into a mantis ready to bite your head off. You turn on the TV and it seems like there's always a conflict somewhere 24/7. I'm surprised there isn't a TV station called War Central Live, delivering bullets straight into your bedroom. But is it really so? Let's look at things from my favorite perspective, as an alien planning a spring break in the solar system. Let's see what the Interstellar TripAdvisor has to say about Earth. It is believed that so far 100 billion people have lived on Earth, and it is estimated that 150 million perished in conflicts. Some people say it was more, but because most of our history is a fairy tale, I will stick to that lower number. You know how much it is? It's 0.15%. It means that 99.85% of humanity died from eating too many burgers and looking at their phones while crossing the road. Out of 8 billion people living here now, only around 5 million are occasionally displaced by an armed conflict. This amounts to 99.94% of humans never having to hide from violence. And it's because in the last 50 years, autocracy has been on a steady decline, with democracy becoming the norm. Earth turns out to be like a 5-star all-you-can-eat resort in Cancun. As long as you stay close to the pool, you should be fine. Once you look at the data objectively, you'll realize that we live in the safest and most peaceful world in recent history. But it gets better. The conflicts that do happen are not organic. They are funded and designed according to the geopolitical agenda. Humans are not violent and they never ask for a war. It's only the wrinkled old farts at the top who do that. People who are free to act and get to decide about their future always opt for peace. It's the 21st century. We're busy trading Bitcoin and watching TikTok dance routines. All we want is to be left alone. Who goes, "Oh, what a beautiful day," and all we're missing are some mushroom clouds on the horizon? Nobody! Yet, despite our peaceful nature, conflicts do take place. And although those statistics make us feel warmer inside, unfortunately for the ones affected by a conflict, it is an unimaginable horror. And I'm standing here with a mic in my hand making fun of conflicts. Why? Because war is a relic from our primitive past that has no place in our developed consciousness, and it has to stop. War is an archaic state of mind of a few deranged geriatric morons in the government competing for toys in a sandbox that nobody else has access to. Being responsible for tens of millions of people and using force is an incredibly primitive solution to any problem, and it is currently used only by small children and big countries. Old and rich politicians declare war through lying media, but it is the young and poor who must fight and suffer. Armed conflict is one man's utopian dream that becomes a dystopian nightmare for millions. Making people fight for peace is like promoting intercourse to achieve virginity. You have to remember who the real enemy is here. Armed conflicts are the most expensive of all human undertakings. And who pays for it? You. The government doesn't make any money. It is me and you who pay for this lunacy. And that's why all of these political ego clashes are based on deception and fraud. The first casualty of every conflict is the truth. You have to lie to get society involved. Very often it is an excuse for the problems of the domestic tyranny. It's also the result of stupidity and laziness, because starting a conflict is so much easier than actually working on peaceful solutions. An eye for an eye ends up making the whole world blind? Fine by me! Give me the big red button! Peace is a virtue, but war is a crime, and it's an indicator of an area of development where humans still fail. The biggest tragedy is that they use our best to do the worst. If you were to productively utilize all the energy and resources that go towards a conflict, you could create a freaking paradise for every single human on Earth. Should we build one tank or 11 fully equipped ambulances? What a difficult choice. I know so many people today who are petrified of a worldwide conflict, and it's not surprising given that the longest battle that we've been all involved in is the war on your consciousness. You are meant to be worried, but have you ever analyzed your fear? If you're scared, can you change anything? No? How does it make sense to keep freaking out about something beyond your control? Relax. But if you can change things, yeah, great. Then what's the point of worrying? I'm sure you'll do the best you can. Again, no need to be fearful. In both cases, there is no real reason for you to be afraid all the time. You're of no use to anyone in fear. Remember that the universe always gives you more of what you think about and what you want. How can you be scared of something you don't even understand? Do you know how complicated these conflicts of interest actually are? Most of what you hear in your magic plastic boxes are lies anyway. You worry about what they want you to worry about. Your fear is carefully crafted and manicured. You know why we're talking about this so casually? Because we have no clue what these politicians are doing. What's more, we don't understand what it means to live in a world robbed of peace. If we did, we would all be crying and hugging each other right now. I hear people all around me being peace experts suddenly. Do you have any knowledge, or are you just exchanging conveniently offered buzzwords and headlines? Some of you who know me remember my stories about how there were tanks in the streets when I was born and how my grandmother went through 4 concentration camps as a little girl. And even I don't know what it means to be in a hell of a military conflict. And you have to stop with this virtue signaling. You change your profile picture? How brave. Unless uploading that avatar indicates something incredibly generous, all I see is how much you think about yourself. And I'm not just talking about regular people, because corporations do that too. Ad nauseum. Just stop it, you phony monsters. You're not a person, you're a business entity. You have no voice, and your profile picture should be a ruthless profit margin. You change your company logo for 48 hours? That's beautiful. Now let's see how many refugees we can feed with this crispy JPEG. You're literally standing on the bodies while taking selfies. And there is actually an opportunity in your vanity. Auction your edited logos as NFTs to your rich buddies and donate all the profits. You're welcome, dear marketing department. I'm appealing to your conscience now. If you're not affected by a conflict, here's the most incredible and noble thing you do. Shut your mouth. If the closest you've ever been to a battleground is fighting a pensioner for a flat screen TV on a Black Friday, that means you can't even fathom the suffering these people are going through. If you think you have an opinion about armed conflict and politics, here's what you do. You write it all down on a piece of paper, you go to another room, you find a big metal hammer, and you slam your hand with it as hard as you can. Then you come back to read your words of wisdom written from the comfort of your painless past. It should give you a useful perspective on your nonsense, because you know nothing. But here's how you can form a valuable opinion. You wait for a cold and rainy day, and you put on your warmest clothes, and you go out into the woods, and you spend 48 hours walking. No Instagram, no avocado and kale smoothies. No, you leave it all behind. You walk through the woods for 2 days, and then you come back to your warm and safe home, and you make a list of everything essential that you were missing there and what made that involuntary camping trip so miserable. Now you know about a tiny percentage of what it feels like to be a victim of a conflict. Then you walk around your house and you look for all of these items and you donate them to those who were forced to have an opinion about the misery of armed conflict. Now you're missing a bunch of clothes, flasks, and thermal blankets. Good. They were old anyway. Now you go to your local Walmart or Tesco and you buy new ones. This time really nice ones. Why? Because in a few weeks we're donating them again. If you're a statistical Western homeowner, you possess 7,000 items under your roof, presumably 97% of them in your night table drawer. You really need all of them? Henry VIII had 6,000 items. You own more than medieval royalty, you clinical hoarder, you. Donate all of it! You make 5 digits! These people sometimes don't even have matches. You've just had a big bonus, and if you haven't figured it out yet, the purpose of this earthly existence is being in service to others, not spending ungodly amounts of money on lip filler injections that make you look like Baby Yoda. I just can't stand selfishness. So if you have an opinion, you shut your mouth, but you open your heart, because creating peace starts with being, not having. And if you're scared, good. I want you to be scared so much that you find the nearest charity, you go there and you ask with a trembling voice if they need help with packing boxes and loading them onto a van. Sore muscles are the best remedy for anxiety. But you can do so much more if you're fed up with that senseless political violence. I had a job for 6 years stealing employees from one company and placing them in another. An incredibly glorious profession. So proud of myself. But as I was doing this, I learned something. There are 60 million millionaires in the world and 2,700 billionaires, and they own a total of $200 trillion. Let me put it into perspective for you. Do you understand gross domestic product? If we all collectively, all 8 billion of us, go to work at 9 a.m. on January 1st, and we clock out at 5 p.m. on December 31st, we will not even make half of what they own. That's beyond crazy. But my point is that they will never spend this money. And I have nothing against billionaires. In fact, I wish I was one of them. But some of these rich people are super bored and they are looking for ways to get entertained. They might be waiting for you to get in touch and ask to fund a charity project to funnel a fraction of their dormant fortune into a noble cause. They are real people and they have email addresses and phone numbers. Get in touch with them and ask to help those who really need it. You'll be surprised how many of them are willing to work with you, or their secretaries. Don't stop there. Go all the way to the top. Get contact details for your politicians and give them a piece of your mind. I'm going to take this opportunity to dox this one dude. POPE@Vatican.va. Send him a meme about war that will make him go, regrettably I can't be of further assistance. Popes do that sometimes. Ask to speak to his manager. Works every time. Most people in the world are trying to change the outside reality so that they can find peace inside of them. How about for once we try the opposite? Because despite of all of our development and progress, when it comes to working out peace, we still suck at it. And maybe the answer is spiritual. Peace is a state of mind and it comes from within. That's where it starts, so do not look for it outside of yourself. You can't become peaceful until you make peace with yourself. Harmony allows even the smallest things to grow, but its absence makes the biggest things fall apart. It's not enough to be an armchair expert on peace. You must believe in it and you must work at it. Turn off your news. Turn on your positive broadcasting. Whatever your God's name, ask the divine to help you become the instrument of peace, because you don't get peace from your God. Peace is a gift we give to each other. If you're affected by war, remember you're never alone, because there are millions who will pray for you. No matter what your beliefs, I encourage everyone to do that, just in case. I stopped being a hardcore atheist for that very reason. I thought, I do not know if and who's up there, but if I'm wrong and somebody's listening, let's offer them some suggestions. Be full of gratitude that you're in a position to help, because grateful thoughts are creative thoughts. We can achieve worldwide peace when love of power will be taken over by power of love. Conflicts can be prevented as easily as they are provoked. But if we fail to do that, we all share responsibility for whatever happens afterwards. Peace is not lack of conflict, but presence of peaceful methods in response to a conflict. It's time you realize that we can't fall for this insanity anymore. You win a war by preventing it. Conflict is a failure of everything that matters in human communication. Reason, empathy, respect, tolerance. It's a failure of being a human. It's not solar flares or aliens disappointed by a 1-star TripAdvisor review that threaten our survival. No, armed conflict is the most scary human threat, as it is the biggest indication of failed leadership. Why do we even tolerate this? Get angry! Voicing stubbornly our disapproval should do the job. Educate everyone around you that there is no way to peace, because peace is the way. Treat everything that's not peaceful as a dangerous distortion of human nature and work towards correcting it. Offering someone that parking space first might not magically introduce peace to the world, but it's a great start. You don't realize how strong we are collectively, and in times of conflict, we're capable of uniting and surviving. We really do amazing things together. Even the smallest peace treaty is a massive victory for all of humanity. So bring peace to your classroom, your neighborhood, your town. Even though they might feel small, they are the imitable cohesion units that our life is held by. Evolution of an individual has a huge impact on the evolution of the collective. Be a selfless volunteer, a just lawyer, a helpful policeman. People can sleep peacefully at night only because there are others working hard to prevent violence on their behalf. Let's all work so hard that a day comes where they declare a war and nobody shows up. Peace is not kept with military force. It is achieved by everyone understanding its importance and working towards it together. Sweat saves blood. Those who make peaceful revolution possible now will prevent a violent one in the future. Remember that in the end, every war is a civil war, because we're all brothers and sisters.
I hope this recording encouraged you to help others in need. Please volunteer and donate to everyone who is suffering in those unnecessary conflicts. Also support this channel through methods listed on this screen. I also want to ask you to help me rebuild the new Facebook page that will appear now under the name Love, Joy and Hope. This is a family-friendly video, and if you have a Facebook account, take a second to help me and share this video with your family and friends on Facebook. Thank you for your help. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. Like this video and share it with everyone you care about. For merchandise, go to shop.b434.com. Leave your email address at news.b434.com. Visit the website of the artist and the musician I featured here. For more info or contact, visit b434.com and join 434's social media on YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, Telegram, VK, TikTok, Tumblr, LinkedIn, Dailymotion, and a few other ones you can see on the screen now. All links in the video description and at b434.com.